Hello and welcome to Luisa TV. This is a new episode. I'm going to call it France Update 2. I have a special guest with me today. He's gone now. His name is Aubrey. And this week I'm alone in the house in the French countryside, quite remote. And there's only one thing I'm allergic to, highly allergic to, and that is ticks. I haven't had a tick bite for 25 years, but the last time I was bitten by a tick, I was hospitalized. Strange things happened to my body and I couldn't breathe and my face swelled up and I was sick for days. So the other morning, couldn't believe it, I found a tick on my stomach. And my instinct, my fear overcame me. The instinct was to pull it out immediately, but I know not to do that. And I pulled it out too quickly and I left the head. It was far and deep embedded in my stomach. It must have been there for quite a few days. And all these thoughts came to me. But again, this same duality occurred, this same separation. I, Luisa, was having these thoughts, but I was also observing my thoughts from an exterior perspective. And I observed that it's funny how we hold on to fear and we hold on to past experiences as if they may occur and occur again. I was trying not to vomit. I thought how ironic it would be if I had a near-death experience and I died from this tick. I wasn't so much afraid of the dying part, but I certainly wouldn't consciously choose to have a near-death experience. And I'm trying to hold back from wrenching and vomiting. I don't know why this happened. And I was waiting for my throat to close up and I was waiting for my face to swell. And I thought, oh my God, I don't know where I am. I can't speak the language. I have no idea where a doctor is. I have no idea where the closest hospital is. I've still got the head of the tick in my stomach. But then I had a thought. I thought, well, I know where the local pharmacy is, the closest pharmacy, and I could drive there, but maybe I'll pass out along the way. And all these thoughts were racing through my mind. And I even thought of cutting the head of the tick out of the stomach, out of my stomach myself, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And then somehow I calmed down. And what I realized, and this is so strange, well, nothing's so strange, but fear is so irrational. I was more afraid of finding a doctor, trying to explain in French what happened. My French is pretty bad at the best of times, except after a few glasses of wine. And this was early in the morning. So wearing a mask, trying to explain what happened and asking to please cut the tick out. I was more afraid of this act than the actual act of dying. And I know that was irrational. I know it was so silly. What's the worst that can happen? But we're so often afraid of the unknown. And I left it a day. I left that tick in my stomach for a day, and I woke up the next morning and I was still alive and I hadn't broken out in hives or rashes and I was still breathing very well. Feeling a little bit sensitive, and I thought, you know what, Luisa, it's time to find a doctor. You have to get the tick out of you. And I was afraid. It was so stupid. I could have called Edward and asked where the local doctor was or for someone to translate for me, but I knew I kind of needed to do this alone. I needed to overcome this irrational, silly fear of mine. And it certainly was an experience. So the first thing that morning I did was pray, and I prayed for divine guidance and I prayed for the angels to help me. And then I looked up on the internet for doctors and I found a medical center that stood out for me nearby. It was about not far, 10 minutes away. I got in the car and again I said, team and angels, I need your help with this one. I'm terrified. Looking back now, I laugh at myself. It was so silly, but my gosh, I was more afraid of going to the doctor than the actual act of dying. So I arrived at the health clinic and put my mask on. I thought, oh, God help me. And I knew I was divinely guided. It was just a knowing. I think the universe always supports you if you take on challenges. I really do believe this to be the case. And I walked up to the reception and in my broken French explained that I would like to see a doctor. And the woman told me that there were doctors short today and there were no appointments available, but I could travel or drive an hour away and hopefully find another doctor. It was then that a calm overcame me. I knew the angels were with me. I knew I was being guided. And I waited for something to happen. Just then, while I'm standing in this reception area, I was afraid and I felt a light or a warmth on my back. And I knew the angels were there. And then I felt someone hold my hand. And I heard the words in my head that were given to me. And the only word was trust. Talk about the universe as offers us miracles and magic. Just as I heard these words, to the left of the reception was a room and a woman came out of the room. She had the most beautiful face and the most beautiful smile, and she spoke a little bit of English, and she said, "I'm sorry, we have no doctors available today." She was carrying a parcel and she said, "Can I ask what you need?" And I explained that I just needed this tick removed from my stomach. And she said, "Well, let me ask if the nurse can do it for you." She did, and I thanked her so much. I felt like crying. She was so sweet and so lovely, and I knew that not only did I have the angels with me, but I'd met an angel that day. Even more than that, the nurse was an angel too. She was so gentle and kind with me and was very patient with my broken French. She was so gentle. She dug and dug for the tick, and she explained to me that it was so deep she had to get the scalpel and cut it out. And I didn't mind at all. I just wanted it out of me. And the funny thing is, I felt no pain, nothing. I felt nothing. Eventually, the tick came out, and I wanted to kiss her and hug her, this nurse. She was so sweet. And I met two angels that day in a physical form, which was yesterday, and I was divinely guided. And I wonder now what I was afraid of. I'd like to go back to that clinic and take them a gift. I just haven't thought of what to gift them yet. So on a final note, I really want to say to you, embrace your fears, these silly paper tiger fears, and know that you are divinely guided. I promise you, you are not alone, and all you have to do is ask. All you have to do is believe in magic and miracles and possibilities and probabilities. And fear is the destroyer of dreams. Fear keeps you small, and fear stops you from living your best life. So I would just have to say, do it. Take a deep breath, ask your angels and your guidance to help you and hold your hand and know that they're with you. And going to different realms and dimensions, like encountering the dragon or synchronicities or magic of the universe, is just another dimension. It's a different frequency. You don't have to move geographical locations. It's right there. It's just tapping into it and having a little bit of patience. Know that your loved ones have never left you. They are right here, just on a different level of frequency. And all I want to say is everything works out, and you are so deeply loved, and you are so deeply cherished. And I thank you for listening to me today. And I hope you learned something from this episode, from my experiences. Please leave a comment or a question below and I'll answer it. I hope you watched last week's episode, a live event with one of my favorite guests ever, Jeff Olson. Oh my gosh, he's such a remarkable man. And this weekend, I'm releasing an episode with Jose Hernandez, a near-death experiencer who had a profound experience. He's a First Nation people, and he's from the Bronx in New York, and he speaks so simply and so real. He's so real, and I would encourage you to watch that as well. So until next time from Luisa TV, I will be in a different location, maybe a different country, and I send you so much love. Okay, bye for now.